Okay, so if you go to the blog, you're going to see this new assignment number 7 clone stamp tool. So for this one, because it's a little bit harder depending on what type of image you choose, I'm going to show you how to do this with this image. And so I put it on the blog so that you can download it right from my blog. So what you do is you click on it so it's nice and large like this, and then right click on it and say save image as. Okay, and so you can rename it. So if you take a look here, what happens is sometimes people have everything highlighted like this and they change, they say like picture, except it's just deleted the .jpeg. So keep that in mind. If something's not opening for you, it's because you deleted this .jpeg. So whenever you're going to rename something, just highlight what's before .jpeg. So I'm going to go imagine, so that's the image. Okay, save it to my desktop. Awesome, save. Okay, I'm just gonna cancel it, I've already done that. Okay, and so I'm just gonna close that down. I'm gonna go into Photoshop where I already have it open. So all I've done is right clicked on the image and said open in Photoshop, and this is how it loaded. So it loaded as a pretty huge image. If I go to image size, you're gonna see here that it started off as 22 inches by 14, resolution 72. Okay, that's way too big. So please follow these set of instructions. I'm going to click constrain proportions if it's not already on. I'm going to change my resolution to 150. And I always take the larger of these two numbers. So in the document size, 22 is obviously bigger than 14, so I grab 22 and change it to 11. Okay, and then it changes this one to something under 8. So that's all you need to do. As long as constrain proportions is on, this height will change automatically. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. And you're just going to see it's going to be roughly the same size, but now I can double check with my rulers. Yeah, that's 11 inches wide. Okay, so here is our image. What I'm going to do with the clone stamp tool, it allows you to remove things from pictures. I love this because it's really good for tweaking pictures that need to be adjusted just a little bit. So the first thing you do is unlock this background layer. So it's locked right now, and all you need to do to unlock it is double click it, and then you'll get a little pop-up and you can just hit OK. So now it's unlocked. You can see there's no lock there. Okay, now the clone stamp tool, it looks like a little stamp. Okay, it's in between the two brushes. If you click and hold on it, you're going to see there's a clone stamp tool and a pattern stamp. You're going to want to make sure it's on clone stamp. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is, for this one, it's really important that you have one of these spray paint brushes. It doesn't matter which size. Just grab one of these spray paint brushes, not the hard edge brush. Okay. It'll make it blend a lot easier. And then double check that it says normal, opacity 100%, flow 100%. That's all good. Okay, so now if I click, I'm going to remove this leaf from this image. So if I click on it, you're going to see there's going to be a pop-up saying, could not use the clone stamp tool because the area to be cloned has not been defined. Okay, so that's really complicated way of saying we're going to steal from one part of the image and put it on another part. So we're going to basically cover this up. So I'll show you what you're basically going to be clicking Option to define a source point. So for right here, I have to tell it where I need to steal from. So if I hold Option on my keyboard, you're going to see it turns into like a bullseye. Okay, so I'm going to click right along this line here as my first one. Okay, and if you see, I'm going to move over, and it's kind of like putting an image over top. Okay, again, I'm using the shortcuts on my keyboard. If you look at your keyboard, to the right of the letter P, is like a little bracket. That one makes it smaller, so this really comes in handy right here. And to the right of that is another bracket. That makes it larger. Okay, I'm going to want to use a really small one to start off. Okay, so I've told it where I want to steal from, so I've hit Option. I want to steal from right here along the line, and all I'm going to do is make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to make little clicks. And you can see whenever I click, right to the bottom left of my circle is like a little faint cross. That's where it's stealing from. So if I just make little clicks, you can see that line looks perfect, and then the leaf is totally gone. Okay, so that part of the leaf is gone. With anything with lines, it's really difficult to do properly to make it look good. So again, so I've done that section. I'm gonna do this section now. So I'm gonna click on this side and click right there, hold Option, then click. I'm telling it where I want to steal from. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger to try to capture the edge, and I'm just gonna make little clicks. Okay, and you can see here it's kind of getting hard right here. It looks a little bit fuzzy. Okay, if you zoom out, if you asked anybody to look for it, they could probably never spot that. Okay, so that one looks good. I'm gonna try for this one now. So again, we have to tell it where to steal from. So this one I'm gonna have to make really small, hit Option, click right here in the gray, and then just make little clicks. Okay, and sometimes you're gonna go to the side like this and it's gonna mess it up and you're gonna be like, oh, I messed up this line. So all you need to do again is hit Option, make it small enough. There you go. And that one's a little sloppier, but if you zoom out, it's really hard to see those leaves. Okay, and so for the last one here, I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to erase some of those imagined words. Does anybody know where this picture is taken? Anybody been in New York?
Right here, probably in New York somewhere.
I bet, yeah. Yeah, this is the John Lennon Memorial. This is in Times Square. Sorry, not Times Square, it's in Central Park. So I'm gonna remove the letters here. Okay, so I'm gonna just start off with the E. Again, tell it where you wanna steal from by hitting Option, and then just making little clicks. Okay, and so sometimes I take some from the top by hitting Option. Again, you just tell it where you wanna steal from. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try to delete it all at once. Okay, so you can see it disappearing. It's a little bit blurry, which is okay. Okay. Okay, and lastly, lastly, take care of the I. And I'll zoom out, and there we go. So I've removed the Imagine and I've removed the leaves there, and so that would be my final product. Okay, so I'm just gonna go File, Save for Web and Device, JPEG. Again, that's pretty big, so I'm going to move the quality down.
We need to upload the original picture?
Yes, upload the original and the new one. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Save. Imagine 2, I'll call it. Okay, and then I'll upload that to my blog. I want the before and after. Okay, so for the first one, I want you guys to work on this image because it's really specific. I can help troubleshoot some problems, but for this, you're gonna have to learn the shortcuts. So right next to the letter P on your keyboard is a bracket, okay, to the right of that, and then there's another one. So that makes the brush smaller and the other one makes it bigger. So make sure you play with that because you're going to be using it all the time. Okay, one thing that I actually just learned yesterday, if you press cap locks, it's going to just look like a little target here and you're not going to see the size of your brush. So if you grab a brush and all you see is a little like crosshair, hit cap locks. Okay, you don't want cap locks on anytime when you're working in Photoshop because that's actually a shortcut to do something. Okay, so we are completely done this. This is the after, and it's really cool to see the before and after. So the first one, again, I want you to do this. The second one, I want you to choose an image that you have taken. We're not going to be using internet images anymore. Awesome, that's it. Questions? Okay.